So welcome back to the beaches of Lignaro Sabbiadoro for this Mixed Masters Final. You're listening to the dulcet tones of Tom Styles.
Tony Leonardo right here.
And we do hope that you enjoy this game wherever you are in the world. You can communicate with us tonight, and we'd really love you to do that. It makes us feel loved, Tony. We want to feel loved.
It's not necessary, but it never hurts.
Twitter is the best way to get in touch with us tonight. Hashtag WCBU2011. And wherever you are in the world, drop us a message with that hashtag in there. Mention that you're watching the stream. Mention where you are in the world. Cheer for your team if you've got a team you're following. If you're just enjoying the coverage, the semis from the Open division were won by the USA. And
12-10 over Switzerland, I believe.
And by the Philippines.
And Philippines in an onslaught over Italy.
It was amazing.
13-5.
Amazing game.
Here comes the pool. We're going to go right away into this game here, and then we'll update the scores as we go along.
So we're watching the Mixed Masters Final, the inaugural Mixed Masters Final. The first time this division has been in the World Championships of Beach Ultimate. The pool goes up. It floats deep. It's going to go a little bit out the back of the end zone. It lands just outside the back, and we're looking at Great Britain in the red, and in the white the US of A. And it's Steve Balls with the two very large knee bandages. Great throws from Steve. He's the number 2.
He's guarded by Chuck Randall, his counterpart, number 2 on the United States.
Yeah. So an early cut from Great Britain. Cy Weeks, number 4. Looks, sends it deep. It's going to be Jason DeChico chasing it down. Pressure from the USA goes up too early. And DeChico with the flat-out speed, collecting that in the end zone. A great bid from the USA, but he just went up a little bit too keen. It was the number 14 shirt.
I think that's Quisenberry coming.
Yeah.
He ran down very fast. I thought he had a great read on that, Tom, and he did just go up just a tad too early, but the adrenaline you can see really fired that up right there. There was no slowing him down.
Awesome disc from Cy Weeks, seeing DeChico's run nice and early, and floats that one beautifully in front of him, reading the pace of the cut right, and just putting enough on it to get it over the head of the American defender.
We'll tell you a little bit more about some of the other semifinals real quick. USA.
Were you on the sideline for the USA game, Tony, or did you?
For a little bit of it. It seemed like they were kind of comfortably ahead there against Germany. I think they won by 5-6. Oh, you mean on the American side?
Yeah, I'm talking about the Open division.
In the Open division, yes.
Yeah.
No, I did not see that game.
Okay, so yeah, Open division, the USA beat the Switzerland, and Philippines trouncing Italy. Well, we're back in for this one. The Mixed Masters Final is Hale. Sends it deep. It's going to be brought down.
Woods goes up high.
Great pressure from number 7, Mike Palmer, getting up and flying high over the head of Greg Woods with the. But there was certainly some contact there. Palmer uncontesting that foul, and so Greg Woods on the edge of the end zone for the USA, looking to score this first offensive point for them, and floats one into the edge of the end zone. It's a great score for the US, just hustling that one into the corner. It's Harper Ray with the cap on there for the USA, and they level it up 1 point each.
Before this game, Tom, I was talking to the United States about kind of what their take on the match here was, and the first thing they told me was that Great Britain had something in the bag that they weren't sure what it was. Their great rival this whole weekend has been Germany. I'm a little hot now. You can always turn it down over there, too.
Tony's a little bit loud and I'm a little bit quiet. So I'm going to go a little bit closer, and
I'll pull down a little bit lower.
Tony's got a little bit closer. I think consistency is the thing that Tuchel would like us to do most.
So they were telling me that Great Britain here knocked off Germany. Germany had been the main rival for the United States. GB had a 6-4 record, I believe. So they had taken a few hits in this division and had come back strong to upset Germany in their semifinal. And USA is not quite sure what they got in the bag. What's different about this GB team, and they're going to have to find out. 1-1, and there's the pool going down.
So again, we see the Great Britain offensive line of Balls, Pioli, back to Balls again. Simon Weeks cutting, And no contest, just the disc coming out of Ball's hands as he tries to change direction and pivot. And pressure from the one shirt.
It's like Murad Hannon.
Hannon making it difficult for Balls. And
Hurwitz, the captain, with the disc
changing
here.
Direction beautifully. Hannon makes himself free, and that's a great score for the USA.
It's a good double happiness. I think he wanted to reward the defender on that one. That's one of the captains, Chris Hurwitz. The captain is Liz Garfinkel, who's been helping us here in broadcasting. You know, Tom, I don't know what you think about this, but these guys are moving pretty fast out here.
It's a very impressive display of athleticism. I mean, both teams have been working hard in the heat all week and the midday. And all the games that we've seen under these floodlights have been, typically very, very quick, very, very athletic.
Yeah.
I think the players just enjoying the coolness of the sand. And you can see all barefoot out here, not wearing the sand socks, which they need to wear during the day because of the heat of the sand.
That's correct. The sand socks do take a little bit away from your game, and they tend to slow you down a bit. And once you get on this is a fast track. When we played here a couple nights ago, very, very fast out here.
Yeah, I had a throw around myself, Tony. Believe it or not, I do actually play a bit of disc.
With the hat or with the frisbee?
No, with an actual disc. Myself and Sean.
A disc, right? We can't even, not even a frisbee.
No, we had a bit of a throw around, and it was beautiful surface to play on. The sand is very, very dry, fluffy, and soft. And
it's not too deep.
No, it's nice. Cy Weeks now, and going to be a big put to Joe Jury. She's chasing it down, but it was beyond her. Very aggressive play, and interesting to see the Americans predicting that deep shot for a deep cut and that deep shot, marking the deep and letting them have the under. And Great Britain need to wise up to that smart USA defense. It's Clark now with the disc for the USA, having got the turn. He's got the big cap on, towering above this. Actually, he's not towering above Cy Weeks, but perhaps the only player on the team he wouldn't tower above. He's a big guy.
He's got an inch or two, I believe, though. He's about my height, around 6'5", Jeremy Clark is. He's looking under for Hannon. Miscommunication. Hannon got Chuck Randall, I'm sorry, got caught up in there with a lot of red shirts, and this goes to the ground. No one's able to clean up the garbage on that as everyone was kind of scrambling around, and now GB is fortunate right here to not be down 2 breaks early. Now they're going to look for a goal shot and see what they can get out of it here. Good
Lucy
marking.
Byrne.
They throw one up the side. He's got an easy score.
Great disc from Lucy Byrne. She signals to the crowd, loving that one. Cy Weeks making himself available deep. And you're going to see a lot of action from Cy Weeks. He's a tall player. He's very athletic. He does actually have a broken hand. His left hand is quite badly smashed up after an incident in a domestic tournament back in the UK. But he's playing one-handed. He's trying to not get too heavily involved in any big 50-50 discs, but devastating stats for him this week.
This is Cy that plays for UTI and has won Paganel in the Open Division, correct?
I don't think Cy Weeks has ever played UTI. I might be wrong on that.
Is he a Poughkeepsie player?
Has Cy Weeks ever played UTI, Steve?
Catch-22.
Oh, yeah, he's a Catch-22 player.
Oh, that's right. He took them they went to the finals that one year. Yeah, he was a money player.
The official second-place winner of Paganella.
He was that year he took them there. He was everything for that Open team. He's a serious monster on the field. Okay, USA, Jackie Bourgeois with the disc, flings it up over to Cass Teufel. Teufel finds Hannon. Hannon's looking deep, but no, he comes back under. Let's see, swings it back over to Teufel. Teufel's looking downfield for Dinah O'Quinn. Can't find O'Quinn. Gets it back to Hannon, makes a great layout grab. Saves that possession right there. Now, finally they get O'Quinn downfield. Teufel's going to bust deep and see if O'Quinn's going to try to shoot him. She's going to holster it for now. Now she's looking back down for the dump.
Hannon.
Gets it back down to Hannon. Hannon's looking upfield. Finds him upfield. Look. To Woods, I believe. Let's see. To Hale. Hale's got the dump swing. That works out pretty nicely. Still a little jumpy. Oh, he throws up a 50-50 disc. That's a mistake. He thought that Cass Teufel was going to cut on the deep swing there, and he put up a lefty, and Hannon was coming in just to help out there, and brought his defender into the play, and it was defended up.
His defender had to do a lot of work to make up the ground there because it was going to be a score for the USA. But Jack Golden accelerating and proving speed beyond his years in the 28 shirt for the UK. And who was it that was number 1 for USA?
Hale.
It's Rod. Is it Rod Hannon?
No, it's Hale. It says Rod Hannon. Yes, of course. That was him who was there, yeah.
So Goulden spends it deep. It's going to be brought down. Oh, and it is brought down. A little bit of pressure from the number 19 shirt. Number 19 shirt of Jackie Bourgeois. But it was, I think it was Beth for the UK, for Great Britain. Yeah, Beth Rogier bringing that disc down.
One thing I've noticed here, Tom, I got to say, is talking to U.S. again before the game, they said that they wanted to play fast, they wanted to play faster, and they didn't know what GB was going to bring and how GB defeated Germany. Well, I can see kind of how GB defeated Germany, using kind of an American method. Fast play, crank it up deep when it's there, spare nothing, get down hard on D, and just be really aggressive. And that's kind of what I'm seeing right here. Both teams are playing a very similar style.
Yeah, it's going to be a very, very close game so far. We're seeing Two Shot gives us the thumbs up. Our commentary is now even and well matched for volume at least. I've not touched a drop. I know he hasn't either. Anyway, the USA in the back of their own end zone, the mixed Masters final. Clark. Oh, a mistake. Throwaway. Hang on, what do you? There's a mistake in the middle of the pitch here. It was Kimberly Beach made a cut towards Jo Jury, collided with her, but at the same time Clark had thrown the disc to Beach. She'd already turned her back and was running away. That's when she collided with Jury. And Tony, what was your take on that one?
I mean, it looked like it should be a turnover, and that's what it's going to be. It's good Supreme Ball teams just had to talk about it. Kimberly Beach had to find out what was going on. It was a miscommunication. Clark threw it when she was turning the other way. So GB with another chance for a break here. They're up 3-2.
Jury a little bit reluctant to offer the hand of Peace there, and a big pressure from the USA, but the disc has managed to find DeChico. DeChico now finds Davey. Davey's got Jury on the far side, on this near side, close to us. DeChico cutting now. Nice cut from him in the middle of the pitch. Finds Davey on the far side again. Fakes to the line cut. Finds Jury again. She's got a big fake towards this near side. Another hammer fake. No cuts available. She's got Rogers back. Finds Rogers now, the number 9 shirt. Jury again. Nice discs played from GB. They're looking for the deep shot now still. It's DeChico on the far side. He's got nothing in the end zone. The Americans make it difficult. Rogers cuts. He's got Jury available. Beach is trying to make that difficult pass, but a timeout called by Jury. Loss of intensity. And a little bit of heat between Beach and Jury there on the far side. No friendship lost between those two. They're really giving each other hell out there on the pitch, Tony.
I have to disagree, actually. They shook hands after that. I think maybe you missed it. They give it a little high five.
They did. They're friends again now. Yeah. Sorry. Well, an intense markup, nevertheless.
Yes, Kimberly Beach is a very intense player. She's a great player, and she's won a number of tournaments, Wildwood, Paganello a number of times. And, this is her playing surface, not just her last name. So she's going to be pretty comfortable out there and wants to win, very competitive. It's 3-2, GB at the timeout call here. I was a little disappointed in Americans' defense there on the dump. They were giving the swing and the dump passes, but it turned out to work in their favor. They got a timeout call from GB. GB was patient, and they were given the patience, and they didn't jack into the end zone where a turnover might have been the case. More on the semifinal results. We can tell you what I was saying earlier. USA women over Germany. Canada defeats Great Britain on double game point.
That was a very close one.
9-8, I believe, number 42 for Canada with the winning goal.
Yeah, Kate Jardine was a real menace to the GB side, seemingly unstoppable. She's a very, very rapid player over the sand. And the Great Britain defensive line really struggling to close her down. She was perhaps one of the differences between the two sides on the way. But mistakes from Great Britain in the last couple of points of that game as well, Tony.
We're going to see them next up here, Tom. It's going to be pretty exciting to see Canada and USA women really going head-to-head.
Well, they had a close game last night in the. Sorry, it wasn't a close game, wasn't it? In the arena last night.
A little bit of a blowout, yeah.
Yeah, the
No, that was the Japanese.
no, in the
yes,
Jitor
correct,
Jitor last night. One of the pool matches. The women's division. With 10 teams in it, everyone playing everybody as a pool, and then semis and finals. So USA Canada was in the Jitor Arena yesterday evening, and the USA winning that one. But right now we're back at the mixed masters final. Jo Jury with the disc for Great Britain, and she is going to find Fran Pioli. Gets a bit of a shoulder. Jamie Rogers now, and apology straight away from
Captain Chris Hurwitz there in USA, another veteran of Paganello, has been to a million tournaments and known as a very spirited guy. Swing over to Drury.
Pick called. So Rogers finding Jury on the far side of the pitch.
It's like on defense for the USA, we have Lisa Cherno, number 0-0. We have Greg Woods, Hurwitz we saw earlier, Kimberly Beach, and Jeremy Clark.
And it was Woods, it was picked. DeChico trying to make that cut. The disc goes back to Davey. Rogers on the far side of the pitch. Davey available again, and we see this dump pass available. Fakes left and right, finds Rogers just in front of the end zone. DeChico's free. It's going to be a laser disc from Rogers. They raise their arms. They pumped up this Great Britain side. Nice play, very good patience after that timeout. And again, we see the USA allowing that pass to be disc to be dumped, but it was the first pass that made a forward movement was the one that caused the damage there. DeChico getting free in the end zone.
Yeah, Tom, it's true. They were allowing the swing in the pass, and it wasn't killing him. And then what killed him was the break through the middle of the field. So, but really, I mean, honestly, they got to really tighten up on O here. They can't be making these kind of turnovers. Still kind of early in the game. Plenty of time left. Both these teams got a lot of gas in the tank, so I'm not so worried about that. 4-2 GB, and they're going to be pulling down to the Americans. Checking the Twitter feed right now.
Here we are indeed. Now, we've got another person here saying that the USA lost the semi-final to Switzerland. Tony, is this a mistake on the scoring?
I believe that's a mistake on the score reporter.
Did you actually see that game?
Did not see the game,
okay.
but
well,
I've
I'm going to wait, and before I make a confident prediction about that game, I'm going to wait till I actually hear from somebody that saw it. So USA now at the back of their end zone. Is it Hale with the disc now? And finds a nice pass forward to Quisenberry. Good disc over the top. Oh, just a little bobble around. She catches it third time. Sarah Van Wagen.
Van Wagenen with the ice cream catch. Wow, the big Hulk. Is it going to stay in bounds is the question. Can he greatest? No.
An attempted greatest is Quisenberry with Bo Quisenberry, the 14 shirt, but straight away. Oh, big bid. And Mike Palmer finds Rob McGowan on the far side of the pitch. Sally Quigg cutting now, and a pick has been called again. And you see some really fast-flowing discs from both these teams. The USA applying a lot of pressure, but their offense so far less than the clinical stuff that we're used to seeing from them. USA down 2-4. Great Britain in the ascendancy at the moment. So Sally Quigg, Jack Goulden. Nice disc from Goulden, finds Mike Palmer in the end zone, and Great Britain take another point away from the USA. 5-2 they lead. Tony, what can the Americans do to stop this? Well, they're making mistakes on their own O at the moment. That seems to be the issue.
Whatever Great Britain is doing has totally shocked the Americans. They didn't know what to expect coming into this game, I think. They weren't able to scout them properly in GB's win over Germany, and in their two wins, the USA had comfortable victories over this team. Not comfortable, I should say. One was a 2-point victory, one was a 5 or 6. So, and they're seeing just incredible amount of speed and just like throws that are going up on stall counts at 2. I don't know if they thought that was going to be coming.
No, it's a very fast-paced offense from Great Britain. And I think has the USA just called a timeout? Oh, no, it's not a timeout. It's just taking their time to get back to position. We've got a few people like to say hello to Leo watching. Hello to Steve. Oh, to Tony. To Leonardo. Leo to Leonardo. So
Stanovet, I'll have her shorts.
She's watching in Amsterdam.
We traded shorts in Prague last year.
She's not from Amsterdam, is she? She's from Holland.
I know. I had an orange pair of Barakai shorts that matched the Dutch. Okay, here we go. Cherno with the disc, getting into Woods.
Woods mistake again.
This is an issue now for the United States here.
Is
could
this
be the
nerves
third straight
getting to
possession. It could be. It could be. I mean, it's clear that there's an issue here, and well, let's see what they can do on defense and maybe get it back.
Rogers now picks up the number 9 shirt. He's got options in the end zone, manages to find just a little bit too long. Is it Sarah Gibbons with the double bunches above her head? But they give the disc back to the USA. We've seen mistakes from very untypical mistakes from the USA. Perhaps the different conditions down here under the floodlights causing a few problems for the players. Woods makes a deep cut now, and it's a floated disc into the middle of the pitch for Clark. Clark's looking for Woods deep. Woods has made another great cut, and Woods now comes underneath, catches that disc. And we've seen Beach cutting deep. And Woods finds Clark again down the inside. Beach cutting to the near side. Now floats across the disc to the far side, and Beach making a full pace grab with one hand, just snatches that disc out of the sky, and they make that look so smooth and comfortable. That's not what we've seen so far, but it's what we need to see in the future from this USA team. They're going to get themselves back in it.
Yeah, it didn't look so smooth and comfortable. That was quite the laser. But right there you saw the 2 top scorers for this team on the United States. You saw Jeremy Clark and Kimberly Beach. They're the main players. At this point, if they need to get back in their game, expect them to be making the plays on and on defense.
I think Harvey of Clapham is also watching. Hello, Harvey of Clapham. So do hope you're able to watch this stream and enjoying the stream wherever you are. We're live on the internet. Courtesy of I Am Ultimate, Tushar and Rose are pressing the buttons. I'm going to say thank you very much to Patrick, who's doing the camera tonight. Hello, Patrick. Thank you very much to him. You're listening to Tom Styles and Tony Leonardo. We're going to be here with you all evening. And some great Ultimate we've seen today, Tony.
It's been a great tournament. It's been an excellent tournament. It's been fun to play. It's been fun to watch. It's going to be out of bounds again. It's just been a really amazing experience. It's everybody. The spirit is great. The mix of nations. The uniforms are fantastic. We're getting a lot of good stuff here.
So if you're watching from Patrick's camera position, you can see the stands on the far side of the pitch starting to fill up as a lot of the players late finishes tonight on the schedule. Some of the games not starting till 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. wasn't it? Or was there any games after 6 p.m. Steve? 6 was last game, so they're not going to finish till 7. They're going to be struggling to get down here after they've had a team talk and a bath and a shower and some food. Steve Ball's getting that disc out late in the day. It's going to float for Cy Weeks. He's going to be just in the back of the corner. Oh, but it was an emergency escape disc from Steve Balls. A high stall count. Run out of dump options. Heavy pressure from the USA, marking out the dump options.
That was a really nice put on the conditions. He actually hung that up nicely in the air to give his offensive receiver Cy a chance to actually get there. Amazing at that high stall count there, but it's what USA needs for on their side to get back in the game is that kind of heavy pressure right back at GB. GB's been putting the pressure on. See if the United States can respond similar. So David Goldenberg with the disc.
Cy Weeks collecting that disc out of the sky. Looks forward. He's got a disc over the top to Rob McGowan, who bids one-handed. He brings the disc down. Seemingly unable to do anything wrong on with the disc. Cy Weeks sends a hammer, very low percentage disc, but he trusted his receiver. Rob McGowan went out full stretch and collected that disc down. The score is 6-3. Great Britain in front of the USA in this Mixed Masters final.
Well, I mean, the first thing that comes to our mind is you got to wonder, what kind of rotations and comfortability USA has. That's at least the second miscommunication turnover I've seen, maybe the third, where they're not giving their receivers a chance. It's just, I think that's the third where I've seen where they're not on the same page. So the pressure from GB is getting to the United States. They've been able to make those throws comfortably before, and now they're not. So they're going to have to dial it in, try to get some unders, and try to work it that way because right now they're not all on the same page, and the pressure is getting to them.
And the disc is going to land just out the back of the end zone. It's going to be brought up to the break mark. I was chatting with some of the Mixed Masters team earlier in the week, and they talked very much about the heat and the effect it's had. And they said because of, when you come off the pitch, all you want to do is really find some shade, sit down and get a bottle of water. It's been very, very difficult to build the momentum, build the sort of energy on the sideline. So that's something they've been working on all week, and you can see already this team really fired up and their sideline very active and involved in the game. As Hale sends a big disc, it's going to be lasered across. It's Clark underneath it. He brings it down. Single disc score from the USA. They bring a point back. It's 6-4 to Great Britain. But Hale to Clark. Great
Hale,
disc.
we know another Paganello veteran. This is the great thing about this tournament. If you go to Paganello, you'll be able to scout the World Championships at Beach Ultimate pretty effectively. That's one tournament that compares quite equally to this in terms of the competition, the level, the enjoyment, everything. And so that's what they need. They need a money shot to their money player. Jeremy Clark is the guy who's going to be making plays out there. Give him a chance. 6-4 or GB.
Wherever you're watching, we do hope you can get in touch with us. Twitter is the best way to hit us up. The crowd getting involved in a little bit of YMCA action on the far side of the pitch. I think that's the fans. I'm not sure. Is that the USA ladies
USA
using this as
team.
a warming up? This is that the mixed team?
I think it's the women's team.
Oh, the women's team using this as a bit of a warm up.
Yeah, they're playing next. That's great. They're staying loose. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I've actually heard of a lot of people that warm-ups in this heat has just been completely unnecessary, and dancing or stretching off, or in some way just finding a way to keep moving in the shade has been the future. Disc from Gibbons to Weeks. Weeks fakes. Manages to find Gibbons. Nice cut from her. Floats the disc into the path of Byrne. Lucy Byrne now. Finds Steve. Doesn't find Steve Balls. Eventually, the second time she does. GB been pushed back a little bit by this hard pressure, and again we go. Disc goes backwards from Gibbons, but Nicer finds a disc through to McGowan. Weeks cutting deep. McGowan looks, second time he looks again. Balls now is the relief, and disc across the pitch from Weeks. Already shouting to McGowan. He sends the disc floating long. Kimberly Beach underneath that one. She gets the D. Great work from Beach, poaching off Gibbons. She saw the disc. She heard the cry from Weeks. Go, Rob, go. And Rob McGowan had gone there, but Kimberly Beach, great bit of predictive defending there, working out where the threat was going to be before it arrived. And the USA get the disc back. Disc across the pitch, and Tony Leonardo's going to take it from here.
All right, well, we got Teufel up here. He's looking for for Chuck Randall on the underneath. He's got an open man in the middle of the field. He gets it to him quite easily, Quisenberry. Now there's a little bit of call on the field to slow down. Great D by Beach to get up there, stay in the poach area there, and go to where the disc was. USA's fired up about that. The sidelines were really quite enthused about that, Tom.
Oh, it was a great play from Beach. Real, instinctive player, seeing the call and seeing the threat early, and no height advantage between her and the intended receiver, but it's great positioning
And
from
now
her.
she's going under. Now she's got the nice under with a great break mark from Quisenberry. She wants to put it. Oh, another miscommunication. Teufel comes under. I think Teufel's got to know that she's going to want to put that up after that great play she made, and so it's a hot cut that he should continue on. Unfortunately, not the case. So turnover, and GB here is getting the better of the breaks so far.
So we got Joe Luigio, is that right, Tony? Twitter name. Watching the Mixed Masters from Los Angeles. Go USA gut check time. I think that's they need to pull this one out of the bag. Please do send us a tweet if you want to. And Cy Weeks, he got to that disc in the end zone, but he just knocked it out of the back of the pitch. I assume he didn't want to catch it because he's not the starting handler. But Lucy Byrne just confirming where the disc went out the back of the pitch, and she brings it forward now. Byrne pivots, finds Gibbons, and float over the top to Balls. Balls with a big arm. Doesn't send it. Exchanges disc with Weeks. And again, looking nice disc through the middle to McGowan. Risky disc, but Gibbons Burns free in the end zone. It's going to be a score for Great Britain. The sideline erupts again. Great play from Great Britain. The movement was sweet. The cut from Byrne was early and she made herself very available. But there's that disc from Gibbons through the middle of the pack to McGowan that really opened up the field and allowed them to flow from there. Great Britain looking so sweet when they flow on this offensive line. They lead the USA in the Mixed Masters final 7-4.
Well, the speed again on display by Great Britain there. What happened here was Quinn saw pass go through the middle there and thought she might have had a shot at the poach D. Kind of went in just a little bit, realized that she wasn't going to get it. Tried to get back on her woman, but it was too late, and her woman was wide open in the end zone after that, and Sile was able to even throw a backhand into there.
We've seen very few mistakes from Great Britain at the moment. The USA applying a lot of pressure, but we've only seen maybe two throwaways under heavy stall counts and a few heavy blocks, maybe a few more than that. But so far, it's the Great Britain. They're keeping their offensive line cleaner than the USA.
Their pressure on USA is causing these miscommunications. I'll say that right now. So here's, I believe it's Hurwitz with the disc, their captain, looking for Harper Ray underneath. Finds her. There's Jeremy underneath. He's wide open because he's a big target. Woods is streaking deep. Woods gets the disc underneath. He's going to look for Hurwitz deep, but no. He's going to holster it and he's going to hold it back. Try to drop it back down to Lisa Cherno. Lisa's open. She swings it. Gets it. Now there's a swing. Too far is a trip in the sand. Disc might have gone out too far. Is there a call? We have a call here on the disc. Looks like it's going to be coming back. That's a fortunate break for the United States on that.
Uncontested foul on the thrower there.
So we have Lisa Cherno 0-0 with the disc here. Hurwitz is in the middle of the pitch. Greg Woods is standing behind him. And in the far back there, Harper Ray and Jeremy Clark, big man in the middle. Let's see what Lisa chooses to do with it. She should still be able to hit Hurwitz here on a backhand. He starts still a little too early here. That was before the disc was checked in. He kind of made a break under. Handshake, and Lisa's going to restart the disc here. Sally Quigg, I believe, is guarding her. Sally counts it down. There's the check. Lisa fakes the forehand. Looks for the backhand. Gets it over to Greg Woods. Greg's looking for the backhand into the corner. Can't find it. Finds Harper coming under. Harper's looking for Jeremy. No, she rips it a little too far for Lisa Cherno. Big forehand to the corner on a female handler. That's going to be a tough one to put. You really have to place that one on a dime, and it was a little too far for the receiver, and it's a turnover for the United States. Another chance for Great Britain.
It didn't look like it came out of her hand clean, Tony. It was a little bit high, a little bit deep.
Could have been a sticky disc.
There's a lot of sand on the disc and the sweat from your hands, making things a little bit difficult sometimes. Beth Rogier, the middle of the pitch, Jack Golden, Mike Palmer going deep. Finds Rogers on this near side. Palmer still going. Just a little bit too late from Rogers. And this time the disc across to Goulden is poor. Goulden has to go to the sand to get it, but he keeps it up. Clark marking. Pressure left and right. Palmer on the far side. And going to be a disc across the pitch to Rogers now.
Jamie Clark looks tired here, Tom.
Beth Rougier coming deep again.
He might get burned here. Clark, their top star, if he's already tired.
There was a foul call in the end zone there. Clark making the call, but I think he was just repeating the call. The foul, or the problem was between 00. Who's 00 for the USA, Tony?
Lisa Cherno.
So Cherno and Quigg coming in contact with each other in the end zone. And we see it's number 18, Beth Rougier. The number 8 shirt picks up the disc. Harper Ray from the USA marking. Cut back from Mike
very
Palmer.
Big point here, Tom. They score to go up 8-4. That's going to tough hold to climb out for the United States.
Sally Quigg showing determination as she goes to the sand. Double-handed grab on that, making sure the disc. Jamie Rogers now looking for the swing back to Quigg. Quigg sends a big high floaty disc at the top. Rougier's underneath it. She collects that one. Whoa, what a lucky break for GB, managing to collect that disc. It was high. It wasn't the disc she intended to throw. I'm pretty sure of that, but seeming riding the luck at the moment, Great Britain.
I liked it. I had a nice little arc to it. The defender wasn't near her. It looked like they might have done that before. I don't know if they played together on Iceni or what, but There was a little bit of love on that pass, as well as my guess on it.
Played together in the World Championships in 2007 and won gold.
Oh, yeah, so both those two players, Quigg and Ruggiero, played on the World Championships women's team in 2007 in Brazil.
And took home the gold.
And took home the gold,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Bristol ladies. Oh, we have a streaker from Germany. Fantastic bit of streaking
I don't know,
there.
he's got a German wig and a USA flag. I say he's from Wisconsin, Chicago, maybe, perhaps Minneapolis.
He's given us a good show there. He's going to be sweaty after that one. That was a good streak, actually. I mean, marks out of 10 for streaking there. Hoping Patrick caught all that for you. Did you get all that, Patrick?
I don't know if we're allowed to.
Patrick was zoomed in close on that one. Hopefully not too close. And we'd like to say hello to a few people who are watching.
Tyler!
Gwen Ambler from the USA watching. Good to have you online and watching with us, Gwen. James Thomas. Mad K is watching in the UK. And Harvey of Clapham again. Leo's on there as well. Do drop us a tweet. Our Twitter address, anything with the hashtag WCBU2011. So it's hash WCBU2011. We're following that Twitter stream, and you can follow it as well. Keep in touch with what's going on and exchange messages with other people watching online. This game is coming to you live from the beaches of Lignano Sabbiadoro for the World Beach Ultimate Championships in Italy from the Discraft Arena, downtown Lignano.
So, Tom, I just talked to the captain of the USA Open team, Tyler Kinley, and yes, they did win 12-10 over Switzerland. So the scores you're seeing on the score report are unfortunately incorrect.
Okay.
The USA versus Philippines, a rematch, of course. These teams have played each other in the same pool. They knew that was the pool of death. Philippines, United States, Italy, those are the top teams. And it's a very exciting game for the Philippines. I'm sure they're really excited to try to get that gold medal. They couldn't quite get down in Brazil.
Fully charged.
Yeah, but it's going to die. So predict between point. Tell the stream it's going to go off for a second.
Okay.
Come right back on, all right?
So we are going to have a change of battery on our camera in just a minute. If the picture goes dead, don't be disconcerted. It will be coming back online. Our battery's running a bit low. We have a spare. It's fully charged, ready to go. And we'll be bringing you the rest of this game. At the end of this point, we're probably going to change the battery. Don't be disconcerted if the stream goes down. It'll just be the picture. You'll probably still be able to hear me and Tony. So we'll try and keep you up to date with what's happening during that point break.
Listen, Tom, right here, this is a must-score point for the United States. They cannot afford to go down in a short 45-minute game by 5 points. That's a hole with the speed and quickness and experience on this Great Britain team they cannot get out of. So let's see what they put it in here.
That's Jackie Bourgeois with the disc.
And Teufel downfield in the center field. Teufel's looking for Van Wagenen, but gets it to Queefenberry with a great grab. Van Wagenen now with the disc. Van Wagenen looking for Teufel, who's on the cutback. Gets it back down to Rod Hannon. Hannon to Bourgeois. Jackie tries to get upset. There's a foul call on the mark here. I'm not sure if it's a foul on Jackie or the GB player. Jackie did kind of swing her arm out there, but so check this. Jackie with the disc back in. Got Rod Hannon up the line. Ron with a nice up the line cut. Now he's got to get a cutback from Teufel, and there it is for the goal.
So great point from the USA. Right, what they needed, real pressure from Great Britain, but they couldn't stop it going in. And we're going to lose the battery now. So we'll kill that camera, and we'll be back in a second. I'm going to... You have to flip it up. And Tony Leonardo is about to do a little bit of amateur scaffolding as he climbs up the stands and helps our cameraman Patrick flick the battery out. There's a little bit of a fiddly job in there. I hope you can still hear us. And we're back in. Back online, and you haven't missed any action down here. You have not even missed Tony for more than 20 seconds. You did a bit of... I didn't realize you're such a good climber, Tony. Two Shot giving the thumbs up. He's checking out audio levels and making sure that you get all the information you need on Great overlays we've got going here at the.
Twitter comments coming in?
So
8-5 is the score, not 9-5. Very important. 8-5. The scoreboard over there was incorrect, or we read it wrong. 8-5 GB, 3-point lead for them. Still a comfortable margin, not 4 points.
Ball sending the big disc deep. It's going to be Sideways chasing it down. He's going to have to work hard for this one. Double-handed pancake in the end of the day, and it was Chuck. Chuck Randall was the defender, but great disc from Steve Balls. Just very low, very energetic disc, and Sideways showing his turn of pace again. We're going to see him on the scoreboard a lot today. And great.
They're going to get somebody on him. I'll tell you that right now. If they hadn't figured that out already, they're going to put a stop to Sideways.
It was the put from Balls. Was great.
I don't know how that stayed up there. I thought that was going to laser down to the ground, but it had this little bit of touch.
Just a little bit of touch.
It really nicely.
Yeah, it wasn't a high disc by any stretch. I think Randall wasn't too aware that it was even coming when he flicked around. It was already coming over his head. But Weeks.
The whole USA team turned around and looked at each other. I mean, that's, they're disappointed and their heads are hanging down a little bit low. And the whole team is looking around like, what happened, Was the disc checked in too early? Was it the wrong mark?
Well, the body language in these two sides is completely different at the moment. But we see Clark now manages to find Horowitz. Horowitz sends it. It's going to be hanging in the air. It's Beach underneath it. Rougier chasing down as well. Beach read. Oh, she misreads it. Both players misreading that disc as it hovers over their heads. The wind maybe bringing it back a little bit as it cleared that stand. But Beach seemingly with a better position. Rougier getting fished in.
I saw what happened there. Beach had to play behind because she was facing a taller player that had the position. Rougier with the perfect position on that disc. So Beach tried to go back on it a little bit and got turned around. Rougier went up a little bit early, cleaned that position, and that put a Beach off of her mark.
So you're putting that down to good defense, Tony?
Yes.
Okay.
I am. Yeah. And height.
And height, yeah, height.
3 inches can go a long way.
Oh, a mistake from Goulden there. Throwaway. Fran Pioli not able to collect that one. Horowitz going to the sand as he throws that beautiful disc to Hannon. Hannon over the top. Clark collects. Double-handed. Horowitz again. Horowitz has got options in the end zone, but all they've been closed down by Great Britain. He swings across to Hannon again. Hannon's got Clark available, but he gets barged to the floor by Goulden. Rides it. Stands up. Into Clark in the end zone. It's a great score from the USA. Maintaining this pressure, but they're still behind. The USA need to be a bit more clinical like that all the way through. They're managing to ride this strong Great Britain defense and manage to score some points now. 6-9 is the score. Great Britain in the lead. Oh, this is an intense game, Tony. So if you are watching, you are enjoying the action wherever you're watching. If you're in the USA, good afternoon to you. If you're in Great Britain, good evening. If you're in Australia, good morning. We appreciate the fact that people have got up very early to watch our broadcast, and we are hoping that you'll all stick around.
Tom, it's 9-6. GB receiving.
Game.
There's 4 minutes until the time cap goes on.
So Americans in deep hot water right here.
They're a little bit of trouble here. They got to D's and they got to play. They got to play fast because they're going to be running out of time.
Well, the time cap only puts on the time cap only sets the target, but so far this Great Britain offensive line have been so efficient. You really can't see them struggling to trade the game out if they only need 1 point to do so. But big pressure from USA, and a pick was called as Rob McGowan made that cut. Lucy Byrne on quite a high stall count. She manages to get the disc out. The pick is called, and it was Bo Quisenberry getting picked as he made the cut to chase McGowan. Byrne with the disc again inside her own end zone. Steve Balls to her left. Cy Weeks repositioning himself in consultation with his American counterpart. The disc is coming back in now. Byrne. Cy Weeks cutting. Floats high. Weeks collects it. Flips out to Balls. Balls looking deep straight away. He's got such an arm on him. He floats the disc down to McGowan. McGowan fumbles twice, but he manages to keep the disc alive. Back to Balls now. Weeks going deep again. He's sent it. It's a terrible disc from Balls. A real mistake there. So far, we've seen perfect offensive handling from Steve Balls, but a real error That disc had no float on it. It was outside the side of the pitch. Weeks had made a cut to the back of the end zone and couldn't turn around and collect that mistake from Balls. And this is a sort of opportunity that USA haven't been given by GB so far. The Great Britain offense clicking well in the game. As Bo Quisenberry now. Pass out to the
Diana
22
Quinn.
Quinn.
Looking for Woods downfield, gets it over to Teufel instead. Teufel's got Quisenberry wide open, but he can't hit him. Oh, what a mistake. What a turnover. I don't know what happened. He lasered that in too fast, too far. Maybe the timing was off.
Or Van Wagenen was making a great cut deep. She would have been open if the disc had been right. But it wasn't even close to being right, Tony.
No, it really zipped past him. It could have been something with the lights. Sometimes it's kind of hard to judge where that disc is.
Byrne. Oh, looking off McGowan. McGowan making a good cut, but Burns found herself in a high stall count situation. Weeks rescuing her with a nice undercut. He's got Gibbons going deep. Doesn't send it. Finds Balls cutting down the line. He's got McGowan for him. McGowan gets free after a slip from Quisenberry. Balls in the end zone, and Greg Woods protesting immediately that might have been a handoff from...
I didn't realize this later, but this is the wrong time to protest. They should let that go goal because if the time cat comes on right now, then this will be a game to 10 if this goes back, right? If they call it during this, whereas if they let that go now and then it's a 10-6, then they got a chance to get another point on there. So this could be a tactical error that they're not realizing fully. But let's see what happens. Maybe they get a D out of it.
Well, let's see what happened there. It looked like Woods certainly protesting that Balls had got away from him unfairly. The whistle's gone for time being out. Another disc from McGowan finds Steve Balls cutting freely. Seemingly no problem with the knees this evening from Steve Balls. The score is at 10-6. And this is a fantastic progress for Great Britain.
Tom, just as we saw, the time cap blew just before that disc was thrown into the end zone. If this is properly tallied, this is a game to 11. If they let that score go before, the cap would come on next. USA could score to make it 10-7, and then the cap would go on, game to 11. Now they're down in a deeper hole.
So you're actually suggesting... Oh, I see. I can see that now.
Yeah.
So they would have had... GB would have needed 2 more points, whereas now they needed 1 more point.
Correct.
Okay.
Still would have needed the same amount of points, but USA would have had another shot.
They had 2 more. GB would have needed to score that O twice.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
It's almost like you've been around this sport for a while, Tony.
Too long, Tom.
I'm still learning. It's Beaujois for the USA.
This is game point for GB right now.
Pressure from Great Britain, but it's not enough to turn it over. Chuck Randall with the disc. And he's got Horowitz. Horowitz pivoting. Golden managing to get some pressure on, but not enough to stop it to Clark. To Horowitz again. Horowitz looking to Beach. Beach is making such great progress. Double-handed grab. Beach streaking away from Sally Quigg. What a great cut from her. She made herself so available. Horowitz, all they have to do is put her into her path.
Chuck Randall put that up with a nice little lefty there. They got the fast,
Randall.
quick movement on there, and that was important for them. 10-7, and let's confirm this is a game to 11. Make sure that they did call that during the time, and they.
So it's definitely a game to 11. My apologies there. Chuck Randall with the assist. Does he look similar to Horowitz? Is that my mistake? Was Horowitz even on the pitch?
Well, it's kind of dark in areas out here. It's really tough to see. Horowitz is 42. Randall is 2. So USA backs against the wall. GB is looking very strong. This will not be a defeat that they should hang their heads about. This is a quality, excellent opponent the United States is playing, and GB is showing how that they're top team at this moment in this game.
Well, this team is built and built and built. They were the mixed team, got the pick of the guys that were trying out. Basically, the Masters team and the Mixed Masters team tried out together, and the mixed team got to basically pick their guys that wanted to play, and they've picked some great players here. Steve Balls now for Great Britain. Beth Rougier back to Balls. Weeks coming underneath, goes to the ground. DeChico cutting. Can Weeks find him? No, he can't. Finds the safe hands of Steve Balls. Being very careful with the O point here. Byrne. DeChico. DeChico making a nice cut.
A lot of room out there, Tom.
USA not quite so close to them as they need to be. Double fumble from Weeks, but he manages to keep control of it. Ball's in the middle of the pitch. Burn again. DeChico catching just in front of the end zone. But it's Mike Clark not able to stop Cy Weeks as he goes to the sand, collects the disc. And Great Britain have won the Mixed Masters title at the World Championships of Beach Ultimate here in Italy. They've beaten the USA, and they've beaten them in some style.
I never get tired of watching Cy Weeks on the beach, Tom. Every time I've seen him play, it's just an impressive show. They're saying it's still going.
I think though the players
USA
unaware that was game.
Surprised by this.
They
It wasn't communicated, perhaps, to the United States.
So the discussion here is between the USA team and the timers. The whistle went. They said time. But the USA team not aware of that. In fact, I don't think most of the Great Britain team are aware of that either.
Yeah,
They've
neither
all gone
team
and
was
lined
aware
back
of
up.
it.
But
The time should be. It should have been as we noted, but unfortunately, it wasn't alerted to either of the squads.
we have the benefit of standing right next to the timekeepers. We can keep this on. Cy Weeks has walked back onto the pitch, repeating a famous commentary line from the 1966 World Cup. But let's go back to this situation here. We've got Wayne Davey negotiating, Chuck Randall negotiating for Great Britain. From an official point of view, the game's over. It's been won by Great Britain, 11-8. I think
Spirit would suggest they play this, and this is Beulah. I'd say they play it.
So you're suggesting
Wayne
they play
seems
to
be agreeing with
12?
it. Yeah, if neither team knew, I mean that's just that's a mistake, and this should be spirit of the game should prevail here.
So Patrick van der Valk, head of Beulah, is here. He's whistling for the attention of Max Vitali, the tournament director. And they're just going to have a quick chat. It's a shame that this game has finished like this. Real nail biter at the end. We knew it was a game to 11. Seemingly none of the players knew that.
I want to see Cy out there some more. I want to see another point. Do you want to see another point?
I want to see another point.
I want to see another point or two.
I just hope
or
that
three or four.
This potentially could ruin your mental position, couldn't you? Great Britain feeling like they've just won the game.
They seem relaxed out there, though, Tom.
They're
not
throwing
sweating
around,
it
keeping
too much.
themselves loose.
Yeah, that's a good call by them.
I'm not sure we've got a caption for this sort of situation on our live stream. So Max Vitali is going to make a decision here from the tournament's point of view. Both the timekeepers just repeating to Patrick van der Valk what the situation was, where they blew the whistle. We certainly heard the whistle. The whistle went exactly as Tony described it just before that point in the corner, and but apparently neither team heard the whistle. Neither team heard that the time cap had gone on, and the situation seems a bit of a shame that this situation has arisen, but hopefully we can resolve it amicably.
Well, this is a good time to talk about what effort goes into putting on this tournament and how few people are here to volunteer, to work, to run the tournament. We have Max Vitali, the tournament director, playing the Italian Open team. Patrick van der Valk, the head of Beulah, playing on the Portugal team. I'm playing on the USA Masters team. Steve Jager of Blocks Tech TV is playing on the GB Masters team. Tushar Singh, our technical support and doing all the online stuff, is playing with the Canada Open team.
Ask me.
And then there's Tom. Anyway, the point being is we have a lot of people doing a lot of double duty here because it's a wonderful sport to play and you want to play. And what happens, unfortunately, sometimes is we get situations arise like this where there's not enough personnel to convey time cap, scores, stuff like that should be easy to convey.
Oh, maybe it's a good time to advertise the benefits of becoming a volunteer at one of these tournaments.
Oh, you'll have a great time. I've talked to a lot of the volunteers here. They have an excellent time.
They've been loving
lodging. They get to hang out and spend a lot of time with the scene and if they're players. And you're not on a team, come on down. You will have a good time. I guarantee you that.
Our technical support guy, Tushar, was just listening to that conversation. Tushar, what seems to be the situation?
What appears to happen is that the USA team did not know it was the last point. Perhaps due to crowd noise, other factors. Everyone heard the 5-minute warning, but it's unclear as to whether both teams heard the end of game, last point, game to 11, warning.
And so what's the conversation like between the tournament director and the head of Bula, Patrick van der Valk, and Max Vitali?
Well, what's basically happened at this point is if GB agrees to play to 12, they will play to 12. But there's a bit of unknown right now as to whether GB actually heard it or did not. Once that's ascertained, then they'll go from there. It's basically up to GB to decide whether they'll play to 12 or not at this point.
Well, their body language, they all lined up for their next point. Their body language certainly made it look like they didn't hear the whistle. It looked like they didn't
and
know
Wayne
it was,
looked surprised when he came over and was like, "Oh, we won!"
Yeah.
Right? He came over and was like, "What? We won?" You know.
So Great Britain, it appears that they're taking to the pitch again. They're getting the clap from the clap from the crowd. The Great Britain getting a bit of noise again. And what's the decision? It looks like it's over. It looks like Great Britain have been given the game. The Americans disheartened and not happy with that decision, it appears, but I don't think they can have any problem with the fact that Great Britain have won. It's the fashion in which they've won which has caused some dispute. But Great Britain with an 11-7 win against the USA, and both teams meeting in the middle of the pitch. Jackie Bourgeois coming to shake the hand of Wayne Davey and the rest of the teams. Great game from Great Britain.
That was an exciting, fast game. It was a little bit unexpected how quick everyone was on the pitch, how fast they struck, and you know where they were on defense. The matchups were excellent. Congratulations to the Great Britain team for the inaugural gold medal winners of the Mixed Masters Division at the World Championships of Beach Ultimate in 2011, and USA for the silver medal.
Yeah, USA have played a great week of Ultimate out here on the sand. They can't take anything away from them. They've demolished teams all week. They've really shown their class, but it's all about bringing your A game on the time it counts, Tony, and that's absolutely what Great Britain did. We can see the players high-fiving. Got Rob McGowan down here with his little boy Ned.
It was a great game to watch, and you're right. I really believe that the proper team deserved to win this game. They came out with a smart, effective game plan. They came out with a lot more speed at maybe the U.S. and I don't know what they were doing in the other games to disguise what the potential of this team really is. But whatever they did worked. They got in the Americans' heads on defense. 4 miscommunication turnovers, Tom, and that's going to be tough to overcome for any team.
And I think the lack of mistakes from Great Britain, really capitalising at every opportunity and making the most of the chances they were given by the USA. They've made very few handling errors, and they've won this game nicely. I'd like to thank you for watching, and I'd also like to thank our sponsors. We're watching this from the Discraft Arena. We'd also like to thank 5 Ultimate and Hero Disc. And the town of Lignano Sabadore putting on a great show all week. Max Vitali just announcing to the crowd there that Great Britain have been awarded the gold medal for the World Championships of Beach Ultimate. They take the applause of the crowd, they celebrate, punching the sky. And a great climax to these players have worked so hard to get here, coming together over the weeks. They've had strong performances, but they really brought their A game out here tonight against the USA. Taking the applause of the crowd, the second gold medal of this evening. The first one going to the USA. And a number of children being brought to the pitch. Nice to see that families can participate in this game. We've got 3 sets of kids. Jack Golden and Katie's little girl. Rob McGowan's got his little boy. Joe Jury is I think that's Joe Jury's little niece there. That's Kay Matthews' little girl. And a nice scenes from the Great Britain Mixed Masters side. Really enjoying their week out here on the sand. And we're going to see a medal ceremony. The first of the medal ceremonies for tonight.
So we have a couple of them coming up. Looks like the Grandmasters medal ceremony will also be approaching us. First will be the Grandmasters medal ceremony, USA and the Austrians.
I haven't, but they're going to take through the medal ceremony.
And I believe the Germans, bronze medal winners.
Stepping in for Tom. Needs a. What? You can stand for a bit.
Oh, sure.
He's just taking a break, and then we can step you out. Yeah. So you can have some pizza.
So, Steve, we got the medal ceremonies here for Grandmasters. We've got the 3 teams that have shown the tops of the Grandmasters division. 3 well-deserving teams.
I hadn't actually found out who'd won the bronze.
It looks like to be Germany. Very good squad. I saw them compete. Germany, Austria, and USA here on the podium in the beach arena. Or what makes for a podium, I guess, is the sand near the stands on the front side.
We got Max Vitale, the tournament director, announcing the crowd, passing the mic over to Patrick van der Valk. Just handed the live stream mic over to Patrick van der Valk, so you'll be able to hear what he says. The crowd cheering Deutschland. As the Grandmasters bronze medalists approach one by one to receive their bronze medals proudly. Smiles on their faces. Thomas Griesbaum now receiving his medal. He's done a lot of work for the European Ultimate.
Okay. In second position, after what I thought was an amazing finals, Austria!